and not recommending criminal charges.
While the White House and many Democrats supported the conclusion, there's been criticism over references to President Biden's age. That includes describing him as a sympathetic, well-meaning elderly man with a poor memory. Republicans have utilized the report to claim President Biden isn't fit to be commander-in-chief, and members of the Judiciary Committee will likely question her about that.
Fox's Ryan Schmelz. Haiti's prime minister says he'll resign.
Haiti has been overwhelmed by gang violence. The outlaw groups have even stopped Prime Minister Ariel Henry from returning home from Puerto Rico, where he's stranded. Henry says he and his government will resign once a transitional council is in place.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. America's listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Live and local. Real talk starts now.
And now means right now, and it is about 7 o'clock, a couple of seconds after, on a Tuesday. I miss Monday, so today's my Monday. Mm-hmm. Good morning, I'm Rayford Brown.
I'm Kelly Knapp.
And I'm Lee Barrows.
Do you know where you were on this date in 1933?
I wasn't around.
It was 8 days after the inauguration of President Franklin D. Roosevelt. He gave his first national radio address, became known as his fireside chat, broadcast directly from the White House. So they had an open fireplace, I guess, in the White House.
Oh, no, they didn't.
Yeah, in 33 they did, I'm sure.
Okay.
Anyway, Roosevelt began that first address simply, "I want to talk for a few minutes with the people of the United States about banking." He went on to explain his recent decision to close the nation's banks in order to stop a surge in mass withdrawals by panicked investors worried about possible bank failures. Remember, this was right at the end of the Depression.
Yeah.
So a lot of mess was going on back then. A lot of mess going on today too. Not so much with the banking, but with everything else financial. Oh, my goodness gracious. I'm not even sure that I can understand all of it. I'm not sure I want to understand all of it. Tragedy up in Pasquotank County in Northeast. An 11-year-old has died after police say he was pinned underneath an all-terrain vehicle. Deputies learned that the 11-year-old was operating the ATV by himself and was last seen Friday about 3 o'clock. An hour later, his family began looking for him and called for help when they found out that he had been involved in the crash. According to the sheriff's office, the investigation into the crash revealed that the ATV had rolled onto its left side, pinning the boy underneath it. Wooten says he was not wearing a helmet or using the equipped seatbelt on the ATV. I'm not sure how the seatbelt would have helped because he was pinned anyway.
Yeah.
11 years old. Too young, in my personal opinion, to be riding such vehicles, especially alone and unsupervised.
Let me tell you, I've seen it here. I've had to have talk with parents here about letting their kids ride these ATVs around here with no helmets on.
Yeah, well,
What are- you know?
11 years old.
Yeah.
No, that thing could flip up and roll it back on you.
Yeah.
You can roll over on it because, you know, there are little hills everywhere.
I have seen it a lot with local kids, clients and stuff and I've had to have a talk with parents. And parents, what are you thinking? Not letting your kid wear a helmet or letting them go off riding by themselves.
No.
Should not happen.
I used
ever.
to have one back in the day as an adult, and we had woods behind our house. And I can remember putting it between a tree and myself, and they're dangerous. I
know they're dangerous.
And for a kid to get on there, you know, kids are just gonna horseplay on them.
Yep.
And
I don't
it's
know
sad.
that they
It's
have
really
any
sad.
rules against kids riding them. That
I don't think there
but you
are.
know, with jet skis and those kinds of
Right.
things, you got to have somebody else on there with you under a certain age. I don't know what it is because I don't do jet skis. Never
I
been
would
on one.
love a jet ski.
I've never been on one.
Jet skis are dangerous too.
Yes, they are. Deputies are investigating whether children receive fentanyl pills from a daycare employee. You ready for this one?
I know.
Duplin County deputies say Luana's Child Care Center in Duplin County is cooperating with their investigation. Last Wednesday, deputies say the two children were taken to a hospital. They were unresponsive after deputies say they swallowed suspected fentanyl. The investigation shows the two received candy, which turned out to be suspected fentanyl pills from the employee. Parents realized it wasn't candy and turned what was left over to deputies. Both children were treated and released from the hospital. Thank goodness, that could have gone really bad. The investigation is ongoing. No charges have been filed yet.
This goes on the things a person would go to jail for list.
Oh, yeah.
A parent.
Oh,
This is on the parent things a parent will go to jail for list, right?
Well,
here.
this was from an employee
I know.
at the daycare.
I'm talking about beating an employee up. Or
Oh, that
whatever.
one.
That's the list I'm talking about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Oh, my. Police arrested a bystander after a physical incident occurred Saturday in New Bern. According to the New Bern PD, they were executing an arrest warrant for multiple felonies, including drug possession and interference with electronic monitoring when the person got involved. In other words, electronic monitoring, he had a house bracelet on,
Mhm. Yeah.
so he had to venture
Mhm.
far from your house, but they got a warrant for him. The bystander was injured as a result of a fall and was treated initially by officers on the scene. The bystander was then taken to the hospital, treated and released, and then arrested, charged with resisting, obstructing, and delaying and assault on a law enforcement officer. Bad boys, y'all. Bad boys, bad. Don't go playing with the police. Their jobs are tough enough without any outside agitation. And if you do it, they have recourse.
Mhm.
You just heard all those charges.
Right.
So whatever.
Going back to the ATV, I just looked up the law for North Carolina.
Mhm.
And it's unlawful for any parent or legal guardian of a person less than 12 years of age to knowingly permit that person to operate it if it has an engine capacity of 70 cubic centimeter displacement or greater. Now, we don't know if he was given permission, and it's also unlawful for any parent or legal guardian of a person less than 16 to let them operate the vehicle if it is greater than 90 cubic centimeter displacement. But then you go down here and it says, no person shall operate an all-terrain vehicle unless the person wears eye protection and a safety helmet.
Yep.
So there you go.
And is that just anywhere, or is that on back roads, or is that in the
It's
woods?
not allowed on highways at
Well,
all.
we got that.
We got that. Let me see. I had just read that, but I went past it. But that's to according to this, is to operate it anywhere.
Yeah.
And it says no person shall operate an all-terrain vehicle on any public street, road, or highway except for the purposes of crossing that street or highway.
Yeah.
So,
Mm.
wow, that's really sad.
It is sad.
My heart goes out to the family.
Well, Rayford, I got one for you.
Shoot.
That I think my daughter thinks this is going to become a trend nationwide. We will see if that's actually a thing. Pittsburgh police have now implemented I guess policy would be the word I would use. They will no longer respond to calls that aren't considered in progress emergencies between the hours of 3 a.m. and 7 a.m.
That's good to know. I'm going to go out and rob a bank or a store
Yep.
or something.
Well, that's in progress.
But I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Someone just broke into my car. He's gone.
Here it goes better. Here we go. They will not be assigned to any in-progress call where a suspect may be on scene, any crime where a person may need medical aid, any domestic dispute, the calls with evidence, or where a mobile crime unit will be requested to process a scene.
What?
Yep. You're on your own if you live in Pittsburgh, people, between the hours of 3 a.m. and 7
Y'all
a.m.
need to go get some more ammo, is all I can tell
Yeah.
you.
Any domestic dispute calls during that time.
That's-
What is happening? And you know, we were talking about this. My daughter says, I see this becoming a trend nationwide with some, seeing some
Not
of these
here.
bigger, no, not here, but some of the bigger cities. I can't dispute that. I don't think it won't be a problem. Oh, it gets better. In addition, between 3 and 7 a.m., when they claim when reportedly far fewer 911 calls are made, doesn't matter, one is too many, no desk officers were present in the 6 police stations in the city. So, in other words, call boxes will be linked to 911, have been installed in the lobby, for example. And during some overnight shift, there may be only 22 officers to cover the entire city.
My goodness.
I do not understand. They're claiming staffing shortages.
Well, I'm sure there are,
Yeah.
with all the defund the police movements and all the harassment of police officers by elected officials.
Yep. I
Um,
can't. I just can't.
well,
The FOP, the Fraternal Order of Police, is angry.
this, it's the fault of the individuals who live in that town. Because look who they voted for. Look
Yeah.
who's in office.
I agree.
So it's their fault.
You can't argue that.
It's the voters' fault in this case.
This is a scary, scary
It is.
thing. And it's
It's gonna
very
get worse.
sad. Yeah. So,
A helicopter flying over the U.S.-Mexico border in Texas crashed Friday, killed 2 National Guard soldiers and a Border Patrol agent. Another soldier on board was injured. This was assigned to the federal government, the helicopter was, government's border security mission when it went down near Rio Grande City. The cause is under investigation. The crash happened mid-afternoon Friday while the helicopter was conducting aviation operations. They don't tell you about anything else. No other details available. Wow.
There's 2 more.
What a mess. The King County, Washington Sheriff, y'all ready for this one?
No.
Has
Probably not.
directed her deputies to not enforce a city of Burien order outlawing homeless encampments within 500 feet of locations like schools and parks until the constitutionality of the order is resolved without telling city officials about it. Here's the thing. In a lot of towns, they don't have a police department. They hire something, they contract with the sheriff's office quite often.
Mhm.
And so the sheriff says, yeah, all right, you give me your money and we'll patrol your area. Well, they're supposed to, keep in touch with the mayor and stuff like that. And they're supposed to enforce the laws, the ordinances. Ordinances are laws in a city or a county.
Correct.
They're supposed to enforce those, but she's not going to let them enforce it. Not my deputies. They're not going to enforce it. Burien Mayor Kevin Schilling is examining the interlocal agreement between the city and the county sheriff's office. Schilling said if he determines the agreement was broken, he will consider establishing a city-run police department. There's an opportunity. Burien City Council adopted a new ordinance on March 4th, which prohibits people from sleeping overnight on public property from 7 p.m. to 6 a.m. the next day if a shelter, bed, or treatment facility is available. If there's a shelter, a bed, or a treatment facility available, you can't sleep in the public. Camping on public property is also prohibited during daytime hours under the new law. When the new ordinance was passed, the city posted on its website that it was collaborating closely with the Kings County Sheriff's Office and service partners to ensure outreach and services were offered before the code is enforced. The city also said the King County Sheriff's Office understands that the code cannot be enforced without first verifying that a shelter, bed, or treatment facility is available. King County Sheriff Patty Cole Tyndall on Friday told her deputies to not enforce the ordinance, citing concerns over the constitutionality of the new law. It's not up to law enforcement officers to determine constitutionality.
No, it's not.
Agree.
That's up to the
It's not.
courts.
That's right.
But not only that, they've had such a problem with these homeless
yes.
encampments up there.
Yes.
I can understand why they're trying to pass
So
these
can I.
laws. These people are afraid to walk down the street.
Yep.
Can't go to the park with their kids or anything. I mean, it has become the wild over there.
Yes, it has.
I can't believe law
yes.
enforcement would refuse to do this.
Maybe she's woke.
Oh, that whole area is.
Yeah. Coming up at 7:30 this morning, in about 15 minutes, we've got Ethan Starzinski in here from John Starr's Electric. I hate to mention it, but we're only a couple of months away from that dreaded season that lasts for 7 or 8 months.
Yes.
And, loss of power is always a concern.
It is. Yeah.
And it can be a bit of an issue
Hmm.
during hurricanes or tornadoes or anything else. We're in severe weather month right now,
We are.
and things can happen at any time. So anyway, that's the deal there. He's going to be joining us. He and John himself will both be in here. So we'll be talking about that in just a very few minutes.
One thing you haven't brought up yet
What's that?
is these sanctuary cities complaining. I mean, it's almost
You
laughable.
made that bed, y'all lie in it. I'm not
It's-
concerned about you.
Who was it that wants the National Guard? Is it New York?
Yeah, they're putting the National Guard and state troopers in the subways.
Yeah. Well, subways have become so dangerous
Yes. Yeah.
there. I've got a friend that lives there, and they have to commute to work by subway. And they're afraid. They're originally from here. Their family lives
Oh
here, but
boy,
they're fearful. I can't blame them.
I don't.
I
blame
wouldn't
them
go
either.
there.
I would have
Mm-mm.
all sorts of issues. People pushing you off the platforms onto the tracks right in
I
front
know.
of a
I'd,
car coming. Wow.
I know. If I were waiting for my train, I think I'd stand up against the wall, and then run in when the train gets there and just run in the car real
I
quick.
would just hold my hand underneath my shirt the
Yeah.
whole time, underneath my coat.
Mhm.
I
That's a
don't
good
think there
one.
is any safe place in a subway.
Yeah.
I'm
I
glad. I'm glad we don't have to experience that here.
No, we don't need subways here. Special Counsel Robert Hur is going to testify this morning publicly on Capitol Hill on his findings following months of investigating President Biden's mishandling of classified records. Hur, who has released his report to the public, did not recommend criminal charges against Biden for mishandling and retaining classified documents and stated that he would not bring charges against Biden even if he were not in the Oval Office. Those records included classified documents about military and foreign policy in Afghanistan and other countries, among other records related to national security and foreign policy, which Hur said implicated sensitive intelligence sources and methods. Hur describes Biden as a sympathetic, well-meaning elderly man with a poor memory. That's a description that has raised significant concern for Biden's 2024 reelection problem that he's got going on right now. And if you don't think that Trump's team is not going to take advantage of that this fall, oh my, I can see that in every ad that he takes out. Biden has blasted Hur since the release of his report, saying his memory is fine and that he is the most qualified person in this country to be president.
Her opinion.
House
Opinions.
Judiciary Committee Chair Jim Jordan, along with three other committee chairs, have demanded the Justice Department turn over the transcript and any recordings of Biden's interview. The three committee leaders are leading the impeachment inquiry against Biden. They subpoenaed the materials last month. The Justice Department has not turned over transcripts or audio recordings of Hur's interview with the president, despite the subpoena compelling that production by March 7th, but says it takes time to get everything together. Now, a question comes up for me. If Republicans are trying to impeach Biden for hiding secret documents that contain all sorts of things that they say could benefit our enemies, is that any different than Donald Trump refusing to turn over similar documents he kept after leaving office? I'm asking for a friend.
What
do you think?
Friend.
I hate this. I don't know.
I'm sure there are a lot of former presidents that have
Oh.
documents they shouldn't have. And it's been an ongoing thing.
Yep. Let's go ahead and take a break, do some weather. Then we're going to talk with the gentleman from John Starr's Electric. You're live in local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME. We'll be right back.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Is your phone plan messing with your savings plan? Don't get stuck paying for things you don't want. With Verizon, you only pay for what you need. And for a limited time, when you bring your own phones to a Verizon store, you'll get an amazing price on your plan. Plus, you'll save on things you actually love, like the Netflix and Max with Ads bundle. And it's on our award-winning 5G network. Bring your phones to your Verizon store today for an incredible deal. A better plan to save is Verizon. Additional terms and conditions apply.
Discover, this is Daniela.
Hi, it's Jennifer Coolidge. I just want to thank you for making me feel so special. I earned cash back on debit for my dinner party groceries.
That's great. But with Discover Cashback Debit, we give everyone cash back on everyday purchases. Anything else I can help you with?
Do you like asparagus and mushroom sorbet? I've got leftovers.
Introducing Discover Cashback Debit, a checking account with cash back. It pays to Discover. Eligibility in terms of discover.com/cashback debit. Discover Bank, member FDIC.
A plan every adult family member should consider is the pre-arranged funeral. It's the worry-saving thing to do for your family. Making pre-arrangements helps to alleviate the additional stress on family members that can come with arranging a loved one's funeral. Jones Funeral Home's prepaid funeral plan helps remove confusion. They make a practical evaluation of costs possible, and it's the best way to take an unpleasant task off the shoulders of the family. Call Jones Funeral Home at 455-1281.
With locations in Jacksonville, Richland, Swansboro, and Holly Ridge.
Looking for a job? Full-time? Part-time? Il Cigno Italiano Restaurant wants you. We're currently hiring for hostesses, servers, bartenders, and dishwashers. Il Cigno Italiano is a family-owned, fast-paced restaurant that offers the best in fine dining on the Crystal Coast. If you're hardworking, reliable, professional, and have a desire to always strive for better, we want to talk to you. Make great money and be a part of an outstanding, dedicated team. Il Cigno Italiano on West Corbin Avenue in Swansboro.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out your business? We offer great rates for full color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
And we are back. I'll tell you what, there's a big sale going on down right now, a special sale at Tideline Marine. Through the 15th, you will get 20% off any fishing lures and related tackle. You can also select one of the packaged fishing rods and reels at the same discount. Great time to stock up on your favorite lures, whether soft or hard plastics, or at these prices, you can pick several others just to give them a try. While you're at Tideline, ask Todd about some of the great fishing boats that they got on sale. And there are some fantastic Aloha pontoons waiting for you. Great for taking the family and friends for a comfortable ride along the White Oak or New Rivers. With longer days here now and with warmer days not far away, imagine a sunset cruise down the river. Perhaps take a boatload of family and friends and maybe go ahead for Swansboro for dinner at a waterfront restaurant. Tideline Marine, 159 Old Bridge Street, on the banks of the New River in downtown Jacksonville. Offshore today, winds out of the west 10 to 15 knots, seas 2 to 3 feet, dominant period 8 seconds, sounds and rivers a moderate chop. Tomorrow, southwesterly winds 10 to 15, seas 2 to 3 once again. Dominant period 4 seconds, that's pretty close together. Sounds and rivers a moderate chop. And on Thursday, westerly winds 5 to 10, becoming southwesterly in the afternoon. Seas a very nice 2 feet. Sounds and rivers a light chop.
Nice. Today, sunny, high of 71. Tonight, clear, low of 46. Tomorrow, sunny, high of 74. Tomorrow night, clear, low of 48. You can see the nighttime temperatures are creeping up a little bit.
Yay.
And on Thursday, sunny, high of 78, with Thursday night being 55. Not bad.
And don't forget the water temperature around here right now is about 57, 58 degrees, most of it. And it's up and down a little bit, but it won't be long. When the days stay warm and the nights stay warm, that's the water temperatures going to creep right on up, and it hits the mid 60s. Guess what's going to happen? We're going to have some Spanish mackerel. The Spanish invasion will be upon us, and that's what I'm looking forward to.
Let's go fishing.
Yep, I'm ready. Two gentlemen in here with us this morning, John Starzinski and Ethan Starzinski, father, son, and members of the John Stars team, the electric guys.
Good morning.
Morning.
How many times y'all been shocked?
What?
Shocked.
Shocked.
I know what he said. I'm just like,
Huh?
I pride myself on not being shocked.
I'm like,
Never.
why would you ask that to start off?
It's been a while.
Because I'm just kind of curious. You ever burned up any pliers cutting hot wires?
Well, I got some stories I could tell you that go back to Florida back in the day, and we'll save them for later.
There you go. I don't think anybody that's ever worked with hot wires has not burned up a pair of 9-inch glides at some point in time.
Souvenirs.
I burnt my fair share.
It's just, just the way it is sometimes. I want to talk to you about generators. We got one here now, thanks to you guys and to our good friends over there at Great Gas for taking care of the propane part. We've got one here that will run the entire house, and it got to be kind of important last year when we moved the studios over here, because we can't afford to be off the air. That's just not the way it works. So we can be on the air 24/7.
That's the best part about a generator, because no matter what happens, when you lose power and utility power, our guys, Jones Oslo and Duke Energy, them guys are just on top of their game all the time.
They are.
But natural disasters happen, so it's nice to have that standby generator.
But let me. I know Steve over there and all of the folks at Jones Oslo. They jump on it right away, but they're going to jump on the big line that covers the most people. And if my line from that road to here goes down, I'm on my own. If that's the only one down.
That is a fact.
All right, I'm not going to have to worry about that one now. I got it covered. So, but Ethan, thank you. I know you guys work diligently getting that thing installed, getting the house rewired, or that part of the house rewired, the entrance rewired. It took pretty much the entire day, maybe 7 or 8 hours, 6 hours.
Yeah, on average, your average install takes around 8 hours for the actual electrical parts to install the transfer switch, set the generator, and wire it up. Your gas guys got to come back to hook up the gas, and we've got the process of getting the permits and everything beforehand.
Right.
It takes a few days.
How many of these things are you installing this time?
I think last year we put in around 70 units.
Wow.
That's a lot.
That is, and that's around Onslow County, Craven County, Carteret County.
And we haven't even dented the population.
No, not even close.
We want to.
How many businesses? You doing any big businesses?
Not really yet. They've come out with some portable generators that we're looking at for these small convenience stores and the bars.
Oh, you mean like the kind that use on the movie sets?
Yes.
Okay.
That's starting to become the next big issue. I mean, I guess the next big thing for the stores, a lot of these bars and your restaurants, they lose their beer. It's gone.
Yeah.
Right.
So we've got these generators now. You can come in, do a quick hookup, and it'll save them a lot of money, a lot of time.
It's a diesel generator. It's a little Kubota engine in it, built on a trailer with the fuel tank. You can tow it right in, hook it right up, and power the whole restaurant, bar, all of that.
That's
Save
pretty
your
cool.
freezers, all your food.
We've put a couple at some farmers' house, which is really cool because they can use it all over the farm, and they've got diesel fuel readily available. So it's real easy. These generators come with a built-in 50-gallon or 100-gallon tank.
Wow.
Tow them, stop them, hook them up, and you're good to go. You won't lose your beer, and that's big at some of these little stores.
Yeah, they're
or even
food.
restaurants.
Think about the steak and stuff that they've got in stock. Seafood. Oh my God.
Well, fortunately, over the last couple years, we really haven't had an issue with a storm coming in and knocking out power for any length of time. But we all have been through it over the years. And I know there's been times I've had no power for 2 or 3 days and times where I've had no power for almost 2 weeks. So I've definitely been wanting to get one of these.
I've been looking at it since 2018.
Yes.
I came home on a dive trip down to Bonaire, and I missed Florence, but it did not miss me. And 3 freezers out there went down full of food, a bunch of Omaha steaks and seafood. And it was a bloody mess when I got back here too.
I'm guilty. When my daughter got married, there was a hurricane 2 days before. We went to Wilmington, and I was blaming Ethan because my garage smelled like fishing stuff because he was into fishing big time. And it was not that. It was we lost power, and I lost a whole freezer full of elk.
No.
Everybody was gone. No insurance to cover it. So we were installing generators, and someone said, "John, when are you putting yours in?" The next day.
Enough of that.
My wife works from home too, and she's lost power off the grid a couple times, and she'll call me and say, "Hey, generator's running. We're up and running." So it's
that's awesome.
Well, since you put it in, the only time it runs is when every other Friday, I think it is. It's on Friday
it's
anyway, about
exercise once
3:15.
every other week.
I hear something running out back somewhere. If I'm inside the house, I hear something running. I'm thinking, what is that? Because I keep forgetting, and it's so quiet. I can hear it, but barely hear it.
it's enough of a calming hum that you know it's
Oh,
there.
it's there.
It's gonna run. It's gonna
Mhm.
turn on. You've got backup power.
So, no, anyway.
Always.
Lots of things about generators. And I've never been guilty of doing this, but I know a lot of people who thought they knew what they were doing.
Mhm.
They go outside and to an outside plug somewhere, and they plug their 2,000 or 3,000 or 5,000 watt portable generator in, do a reverse plug. They think they're cool. This can create a mess, can it?
Yes, it can. It can create a whole lot of issues inside the house. Could backfeed the transformer when the linemen are trying to get your power back up and running. You get we call it a suicide cord. You hook it up like that, it could send power to the guys trying to fix the power lines and potentially hurt or kill somebody out there.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it's pretty bad news. They do have a stick they quite often use now when they're up the line trying to do some work on it and short it out just in case. And that's going to screw up your generator.
Yeah. And we actually offer a mechanical interlock kit now for these smaller generators that we can put on your panels. So the suicide cord is a thing of the past unless you get they're a thing of the past. So you can put an interlock mechanism on your smaller generator and backfeed your house safely now. So there is an alternative for the people who can't afford the larger standby generator.
But you're not going to be running two HVAC units, a hot water heater,
sir.
and your gas stove.
No, sir.
No, you're going to be running all of your lights, your refrigerator,
and a fan.
A fan. If you turn off almost all of your lights, except for maybe one or two, you might be able to kick the hot water heater on for a few minutes to take a shower, but then you have to kick it off to turn your lights and, fridge and freezers back
How
on.
spoiled we are.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing about our generators is there's so many financing opportunities right now.
Oh, is that right?
We can get you into a standby generator for as low as $135 a month now.
Wow.
Is
And that's-
that whole turnkey package?
Yes, ma'am.
Yep.
I'll
Absolutely.
tell you what, that's a good deal.
Yep, we can get the payments as low as $135 a month. We can, we got a covered deferred interest plan, so they're same as cash pricing if paid off within 18 or 24 months. We got some really cool options that way too. You don't have to put that much capital down at one time. You can spread it out.
I opted for the 24 kilowatt unit.
Yes.
And it's because, I got a lot of stuff around here
Mhm.
and I don't want to be having to switch stuff on and off. Of course, it will do it for me. This new smart system you've got, which is pretty cool too. But for somebody, I don't know, Lee's house probably, how big is your house? Square footage?
Almost 1,700.
Yeah.
Our pretty standard size that we put in now is the 24. Generac come out with a 26 kW, which is your step up. They were putting on a little bit bigger houses. The price difference between like the 22 kW and the 24 is almost $200. So for that price, most people's interest when we tell them it's $200 between the 22 and 24, well, let's get the bigger units.
Yep.
So that 24 kW will, run one or two HVAC units. It'll run the range, the dryer inside the house. It'll, power all your lights, your freezers. It takes 15 seconds from when you lose power for that unit to kick on and be powering the house again.
I'm happy. I mean, if I have air, lights,
And fuel consumption is
TV,
low.
I'm good.
Yep. The most annoying thing with it is you're going to have to go reset the clock on your microwave and your range
Oh,
because of
that's
the
normal.
15-second delay.
Right.
Most of my stuff is battery powered clocks these days.
Yep.
Like all of those around here. And microwave, I don't care about. The range, I don't care about. So,
Yes, the only thing I had to reset was a microwave and stove.
Same.
Yeah, everything else does itself.
Yep.
Except for me, I didn't reset.
you didn't reset.
No.
You stayed the same.
Yeah.
Kelly's like, okay,
It's okay.
come to my couch.
What do people need to think about with the season coming on? I know you guys are going to get busy again. You probably are already starting to get busy, but they need to make the plans right away, right?
Now is the best time to call us out and get a free in-home consultation. Let us come, pick out a location for a generator, get you one sized correctly. It's not the busy season right now. The time, to not call and ask for a generator is the day before the hurricane comes, because that's just
Too late.
What
yeah,
happens?
it's too late at that point. But afterwards, we can definitely get it. But it's been since Hurricane Florence in 2018 that we've had a good, decent sized storm come through here.
Yeah. I guess what I want people to understand also is the permit process takes a while. Almost all your municipalities require a zoning permit to make sure the generator is you got certain setbacks.
Mm-hmm.
You have to meet your setbacks. You have to get your electrical permit. You have to coordinate with the inspections department. You have to coordinate with the utility company to disconnect power.
Mm-hmm.
You have to coordinate with the inspector to come back and inspect it after the job is done, and utility power to come crank it back up. And then we have to circle back around after the gas is installed to do a startup and run the homeowner through the process so he knows what he's got. So there's a process to it. And I want to say the average from start to finish, we try to tell them 4 weeks. Sometimes we can get it done in 2 weeks. It just depends on how busy of the season they are. But the longer you wait to get into that June, July, August, expect 4 weeks from the sale to the install. And we give them that. It's a fair time. And of course, we're not giving them 4 weeks because we need time to just whatever. It just takes 4 weeks to get it done.
Mm-hmm.
So
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, from the time that we get a signed contract from, I go out there, give you the in-home consultation. I get you a contract with a price on it. From the time that you sign it, and I either get a deposit or an approval from Synchrony, we cannot start work until we have an electrical permit in hand.
So that's what I was going to ask. You take care of all the permits.
Yes.
Good.
Yep, we take care of the electrical permit, the zoning permit if there is one. And of course, the mechanical contractor or the plumber is going to take care of the gas permits. But once we apply for that permit, it could be a week, it could be a week and a half before we even get it in hand.
Yeah, it's out of our control when it comes to the local municipalities, and it's just they're busy too.
Right.
There's just not enough inspectors and not enough. We're low on employment everywhere. It's hard to get people to come to work.
I agree with that.
It's the lesser of the evils right here.
Yeah,
so get the process started as soon as possible.
I don't know how long it took, but we also had a dual thing going with Jones Onslow time because I was dropping. I asked them if they could come drop. They said yes for a price. We'll bury your entrance line, which does me a lot of good.
Mm-hmm.
And it made it a lot cleaner coming up there to that backyard area. But they'll work with you to do something like that. And it's just a lot better.
We can't say enough about Jones Onslow and Duke. I mean, them guys are on top of their game. They're first class all the way.
Now, one of the things that I found interesting, though, this is a telephone. I make calls with it. I don't do apps with it, except Simple Radio. That's for us. That's it. But my wife is the app queen. She's got all that stuff on her phone. And she can control that generator. She knows when it comes on, when it cuts off. It tells her anything. I know I don't need to go out there and open the door and see what's going on.
Yep. So Generac has built-in Wi-Fi capabilities. It's called Mobile Link. It comes with every single home standby generator that's air cooled. All you got to do is download an app. Once it's installed, we connect it to your Wi-Fi. It connects to your phone. You get a monthly email report that says your generator has ran, once, it's exercised 3 times, it's thrown, 1 error code or hasn't thrown any at all. There's also a cellular option for that too if you don't have very good Wi-Fi connectivity. It also allows us to monitor it at the office. So if Rayford's generator decides to throw an error code for whatever reason, I'll know about it more than likely before Rayford does. And I can call him and say, hey, I noticed your generator's throwing a kill switch code. Somebody hit the kill switch on the back of your generator. Walk out there and make sure it wasn't flipped off by accident. And not even have to come out.
The world we live in now.
It is the world we live in.
It's awesome. I like this.
Well, it makes it easy. I mean, better for the customer. We're taking care of things for you. We're conscientious about it too. Ethan opens up the computer. We've got a whole screen of every generator we've installed who's opted for the Wi-Fi. And what we like to see is the green light, green light, green light, green light, green light, red light. Let's make a phone call. So it works out pretty good.
It also lets me know when your generator is running too. So if you're in a power outage right now or something's going on, I can pull it up and see, oh, your generator's been running for 3 hours. Let me call them, just do a courtesy checkup, make sure they're okay. For all we know, it could be something with their transformer on just their house from the utility company. Mm-hmm. They might not even know that the neighbors might be out of power. They might not. So we can call them and they go, oh, well, none of my neighbors are out of power. Let me call my utility company. And it could have been something on their end, something small that they would have never known about.
Yeah. And we're getting some more customers who have healthcare issues. They're on a ventilator, they're on a dialysis, whatever it is at the house. And if the generator's not running, that's super important.
Correct.
So we try to stay on top of our game to make sure we're monitoring that 24/7.
Okay. You guys, we're going to take a break, but if anybody has a question or would like to ask a question of these two gentlemen, feel free to ring us up now, 910-333-0139, 910-333-0139. You're live and local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME. We'll be right back.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Hello, shoppers. Take advantage of the great big fresh chicken sale right now and many, many more specials at your locally owned and operated Richlands Piggly Wiggly, where good things cost less. Down the street, Highway 24 in Richlands. How about a 20-pound box of fryer leg quarters, just $15.99. Family packs, only 99 cents a pound. A 20-pound box of fryer drumsticks is $15.99. Family pack price, 99 cents a pound. A 20-pound box of fryer thighs, $15.99. Family pack price, just $1.19 a pound. And a 20-pound box of boneless chicken breast is only $29.99 with the family pack price at $1.99 a pound. 10 pounds or more fresh ground chuck, only $3.59 a pound. Fresh blueberries, only $2.99 a pint. Enjoy down-home country cooking in the deli 7 days a week in the store. Dine in or take out, featuring hot, fresh chicken that will make you smile. The country breakfast starts at 5:30 a.m. daily at your Richlands Piggly Wiggly Deli and is home to the famous Merle Bowl. You can also take advantage of the fast, friendly pharmacy located inside the Richlands Piggly Wiggly. Richlands Piggly Wiggly, down home down the street, where good things cost less. Highway 24 Richlands. Remember, say big with the P.
In a season of falling temperatures and rising energy bills, your local Bryant professional is always ready, standing by to protect your home's comfort and defend you from uncomfortable temperatures and the higher energy bills associated with them. Ready to do whatever it takes for your home, your family, and you to be comfortable without breaking the bank. Because when the temperature falls, that's when your local Bryant professional turns up the heat efficiently.
Call Down East Heating and Air Conditioning at 346-411 and let them keep you comfortable this winter. Down East Heating and Air Conditioning, serving our community for over 25 years. Also, Down East can help you with your home guttering needs. Call Down East today at 346-4311.
Bryant, whatever it takes.
If you're looking for a home, or perhaps you want to sell your house, why would you not pick a realtor that knows Eastern North Carolina? Candy Brown Thompson has lived her entire life in this area and knows the territory like the back of her hand. She's a realtor with Century 21 Champion in Jacksonville and is known as a professional that will do everything possible to find the right home to meet your needs. It matters not whether you're looking for a small starter home or you're ready for a larger home. Candy will stick her neck out and check out homes throughout the eastern part of the state. She's known to look high and low and show you as many houses as you want until you have found the perfect house you can turn into a home. Throughout the process, she'll treat you with grace, kindness, and integrity, and you'll love her sense of humor. For a realtor dedicated to her clients, give Candy Brown Thompson of Century 21 Champion a call at 910-787-5600. That's 910-787-5600.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Okay, we're back. And again, in the house, we've got John Starzinski and Ethan Starzinski from John Stars Electric. And we're talking about generators. And let's talk about service after the sale. Okay, I bought one. My wife and I got one. And I know you guys monitor it. There's a maintenance schedule also, right?
There is a maintenance schedule. So with the purchase of any of our home standby Generacs, we give you guys a service contract with the sale, which means the first year it's completely free. We come out and we do the maintenance on it. We change the oil filter, the air filter, the spark plugs. We check and adjust the valves, new valve covers. We check the battery, clean it off, make sure there's no corrosion building up on the battery. Go through, run the unit, make sure it is running and operating as it should be and that it's properly maintained. You can also renew that afterwards. Or if you got your generator from somewhere else, you can give us a call and we'll come service your generator completely. We are trained and have certified technicians on staff from Generac.
With a impending storm coming, and it hasn't been serviced recently, like 9 months or something like that.
Yep.
Would it be wise for us to ring you up and say, we got a big storm coming our way?
It wouldn't be a bad idea. We've had that happen before where there's been a tropical storm or something come through and someone said, hey, I know you guys maintain it, monitor it, but just you mind swinging by and taking a look at it, make sure it's all good for us. We can come do, and we've got a discounted rate for just an inspection, essentially, to come by and just check the oil level on it, run it real quick, transfer it, and make sure it transfers properly and does what it should. So when that storm comes in a few days, it's going to run.
All right. What size gas tank do you install to feed into that?
So we in Generac recommend at least 250 gallons of fuel on site. That will run your generator for 3 to 5 days, 24 hours a day, nonstop running. Of course, if it's not run all the time, you give it a break, you shut it off, it'll extend that fuel. But that 250 gallons, if it's two 120 gallon tanks jump together, a single above ground 250, that's the smallest size tank we recommend.
I think I got two 120s, don't I?
I think you do, yes.
Because that's what Jeff had. And Jeff will also be coming out here prior to a storm and topping all my tanks off without a problem.
How many tanks do you have?
I've got 2 right now.
2.
Yeah, it's build relationships with your contractors too.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. Stay in touch with them. Don't wait till the last minute.
Right.
They actually came out with a LP gas tank monitor that you can hook up and look at your phone, and it'll tell you that, hey, I'm down to 20 gallons. You need to come fill me up.
Technology is so amazing.
It's pretty cool. It's
So I
another
just
option.
go out there and look at the gauge, and they also fill me up periodically.
Yep. So we can include it right in on the Mobile Link app that it'll pop up and say, you've got 20% left in your fuel tank, 50%. By next year.
My truck right now, you have 44 miles left.
Well, that's actually what I was getting to. There's in the Mobile Link 4 update, which should be coming in the next, I think by the end of Q3 from Generac, the propane monitor will actually give you a runtime estimate versus just a percentage level on your tank. So you can look it up and say it's going to be 30 hours of runtime left, or you have 100 hours of runtime based on your average fuel burn. It does the same thing that your truck does.
Now, I don't know how propane works, but I know how gasoline works with generators. If I'm not using as much juice, then I get a longer runtime for the amount of gasoline. Does that work the same way?
Yes, it does.
Okay, so I could actually, with 2 HVAC units in here and a hot water heater that I don't really need because I got a gas hot water thing outside too, renewable.
Yep.
I could shut some stuff down that I know will not come on, or set the temperature during the summertime at like 80 degrees in that part of the house.
Yep.
And the place we stay, keep it normal.
Yep. So then that unit won't run. The less you put on the generator, the more fuel efficient it's going to be.
Got it.
We also recommend, if you're going to be an extended outage, it's going to be 3, 5, 8 days. Go out there, get up in the morning, make your coffee, make your breakfast, take a shower, then go outside and turn the generator off. Let it cool down for a few hours. Usually first thing in the morning for the few hours, it's not humid that bad. It's not that hot yet. Let the generator cool down for a few hours. Extend the life of your generator, and you're going to save some fuel and extend it longer.
Sure.
Then, around lunchtime, turn it back on and let it run for the rest of the day and the night.
Well, that
Someone
sounds like
has commented that you're a good bunch of folks.
Is that Mr. Jimmy Stevens? I see you right there.
We're actually in the process too of coming up with kind of like a cheat sheet little form. During a hurricane, we're in survival mode. We're not going to be running the washing machine and dryer for the most part.
Right,
You're not going to throw a couple turkeys in the oven
Right.
unless you're feeding people. So some of these things we've come up with these sheets we can give to you. Keep it handy and look at it. And it's not that these generators aren't doing a job, but they do. They'll eat the fuel up. So if you're wise with it and take your time and see what you got and monitor your usage, you can get 6 days out of it.
And we say the same thing. You don't let your car run for, 6 days, 7 days straight. You can give the generator a break, shut it off for a little bit. So that's, something we recommend to everybody. And then also for the fact, touching on the service side of things, We've got 4 trained and certified warranty technicians on staff. I'm one of them. We have every part for that air-cooled unit except for the engine sitting on the shelf, ready to come out. If I need an engine, especially during a big storm, Generac sends storm response guys down with trailers. We will be a Power Pro dealer coming up, which is one of the dealers that will get sent care packages from Generac during storms.
Wow.
So we have all of the parts to repair and fix your generator under warranty.
That's huge.
In stock and on our
It
vans.
is huge.
Yeah, we're invested 100% into this new venture that we've gotten into, and blame it all on Ethan. It's been a great venture.
Right.
That's good.
That's a good job.
Yeah.
Good job all the way around.
Yes.
Now for the big serious question, you ready to go fishing yet?
Absolutely.
Yes, I am.
Please take them fishing.
Oh, so we need to take record fishing. Let's do it. Come on, hey, come walk down to the dock. Just fish off the dock. When the trout are running, I'm sitting on my dock.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Bring your lunch here, Rayford.
Welcome anytime. Open door.
I love nighttime fishing with Purple Demon mirror lures.
I've got lights.
I bet you do.
Well, there's a package deal in all of this.
Mm.
Generator.
Yeah.
You get to go fishing.
That's all right.
Yeah, I like this.
Perks.
As soon as
Yes.
I get these 2 new motors put on my boat, I'll be back on the water,
Well, I think this week I'm
running
gonna
offshore.
go out and trim some unnecessary things that I have. Trim those finances, those expenses right down.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I'll be calling you. I've been wanting one for a long time. But just listening to it today, I just want it tomorrow.
Just
Generators can be very contagious. Once you
Yes.
get one, you know, and I'm the biggest guy here, so you know, I didn't have one, and I'm selling them. And when I realized that, you know, if I'm selling them, I better put one in. So I put one in. It was 2 days later, power went out. My wife calls me and says, "I love you."
It is working.
I like that.
And mind you, of course, I just have to say this. One of the hardest installs I've ever had to do, included digging a 150-foot trench by hand through clay, was at John's house.
So
his was one of the hardest installs. At
the area that we live, there were setbacks that you had to meet.
Right.
We couldn't set the generator where we wanted to, so we had to set the generator 150 foot away from my house.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So, but you know, 150 foot seems like a long way, but it's really not the way my house is set up and the fence and the water.
Right.
So it's sitting out there on the platform, and it's not an eyesore. It looks really good, and yeah, they earned their keep that day. It was a tough one.
Yeah, that was definitely one, but still, don't be afraid to give us a call. We have 30 generators in stock, 24s, 26s, and 18 kWs. We have the largest inventory of Generac home standbys in Onslow County. So there is no wait time on
And now's the
materials
time.
coming in. Yep.
So you want to be ready for summer. That's all I'm going to say. Summer.
Before the hurricane and storm rush comes in, now's the best time to give us a call.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very good.
I have alarms set up around here too.
Yeah.
I can see who's
We
coming and
can't
going.
even get in the doors in the morning. Being thrown up against the wall.
Can't be too
sir.
safe anymore these days.
Right. Oh, I agree.
All right, gentlemen, thank you.
Awesome
Thank you.
information.
Appreciate you coming in.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We've
And,
got your information on our live channels this morning, you know, so.
And
Yeah, we're building a new website right now.
Mhm.
And Generac has a link to it. Ethan, you can be a little bit more precise than I am on that. And then our phone number, our address, we're local in town, 24/7. Emergency service calls, just give us a call.
And what's that
Oh, I got
number?
Ethan's cell
910. Okay.
910-989-1908.
Okay, got it.
I'll just call Ethan.
And we are a full service licensed electrical contracting company. So
I
there's
would hope so.
other areas we can serve or
Yes.
service. Yeah.
That's great. That's
Yep.
great. I mean, I think it's great what you do, the whole package deal, people being able to finance it. And right now is the time you need to start thinking about it. Kelly and I were talking about it earlier. We're like,
Yep,
and I
we're-
really want one.
Yep, and we're 24 hours, 7-day-a-week service. It's an
Hey,
emergency.
we know you.
Yeah.
And look for specials.
I know
We
your
were starting to
mama.
run these. We were starting to run
Right.
these holiday specials too. So there's little discounts, military discounts.
Yep, there may be a spring special coming up too on some sales, and then a possibly a spring just inspection. Even if you didn't get a generator from us or bought one and the installer didn't tell you that you needed to service it or anything, we have an inspection special coming up. We'll just come out, take a look at it, and if you decide to get a service contract that day, there'll be a discount on that.
I see.
And I'm really close to retirement age, but Ethan's not, so we're not going nowhere for a long time.
Good.
That's good to know.
I know that some of the big box stores have the generators on the Generac generators out there, but they're kind of misleading when they give you a price. Generator itself is one price. A transfer switch is another price.
And then the gas.
And the gas is another price. The
cylinders
hookup, the labor work, and inspections, and all that sort of good stuff. It can add up, but
So it's cheaper. Just go ahead and call John and Ethan.
let them do it.
And
That's
then
right.
we are local too. We're not coming from 2 or 3 hours away, and
That's right.
then just saying at the end of it, okay, goodbye. We're here for you for the service afterwards. We want to maintain that relationship.
Ethan, can you say how many generators that we service now that were installed by out-of-town companies? And we're not knocking the out-of-town companies. Everybody's in
Right.
it to make money and make a living. But we're right here, and we get a lot of generators that were installed, and they're going, "Gosh, we wish we would have known you're doing these things now." And we're here. We can service it. We're local. And these out-of-town guys, they're just not servicing it. And please, I'm not trying to knock any out of these town guys.
Right.
But they got their own backyards.
They got their own backyards, and we're right here. So, give us a call.
Yeah, we're here, Jacksonville. We go to New Bern. We go to Morehead City, Beaufort. All down East Harkers Island.
I see your
And
trucks everywhere.
We are to say that we're kind of out of town there. We probably have a technician in each one of those cities, including Kinston in there too, at least once a week. And that is nothing out of normal for us.
I think somebody had a question. Let me check my phone.
Check real quick, like.
Yes. 22 kilowatts. I got that. I need service. 22. I've got a customer for you.
All right, I'll give him a call today.
All right. I'll give you his number.
All right, that sounds good.
If she,
That's Shockwave. Ethan.
he probably already knows Shockwave.
All right, guys, got to go here. Thank you.
All right.
We appreciate
Thank you
it.
for having us today.
Thank you so
We appreciate it. Yep.
Pleasure, trust me. Near and dear to my heart. These things. You're live and local. Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. We'll be right back.
WSME. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Drs. Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry.
Chico's Tires, 2320 Wilmington Highway, is Jacksonville's oldest tire company. And now Jacksonville's newest tire company is Little Chico's, located at 1675 North Marine Boulevard. Little Chico's carries all the major brands and all sizes, such as Michelin, Goodyear, BF Goodrich, Bridgestone, and many others. And all new tires have warranty. In addition to a great selection of new tires, Little Chico's has used tires starting at only $30. In addition to new and used tires, Little Chico's does brake service, minor auto and truck repair, expert custom window tinting, and towing. So if you need tires, new or used, brake service, minor auto or truck repair, expert window tinting, or if you need a tow, visit Jacksonville's newest tire store, Little Chico's, 1675 North Marine Boulevard. By phone, 910-333-0473 for Little Chico's Tire Service, located at 1675 North Marine Boulevard, right here in Jacksonville.
Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, your trusted local Carrier indoor weather team. Serving all of your heating and air conditioning needs since 1960. 1967 now offers residential and commercial duct and dryer vent cleaning, and now offers expert residential and commercial plumbing service. In case of a power outage due to a storm or for any reason, be prepared with a Generac generator for your home or business. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning has Generac generators in stock ready to install today. Remember, better breathing comes with cleaner air. Let Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning improve the air quality in your home or business with professional air duct cleaning. As always, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning is available 24/7 for all your heating, cooling, and plumbing emergency needs. Turn to the Carrier experts. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning with locations in Jacksonville and Hampstead. Visit online, humphreyheating.com, and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning since 1967. Relax, we're on the way.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. President Biden and former President Trump could clinch their party's nominations today.
Trump just needs 140 delegates to clinch the GOP nomination, something he is expected to easily do during contests in Georgia, Mississippi, and Washington state. Biden needs 102 delegates to secure his nomination on the Democrats' side.
Fox's Jackie Ibanez. A Boeing whistleblower is found dead in South Carolina after failing to show up for a deposition in a lawsuit against the company.
The Charleston County Coroner's Office telling Fox News Digital 62-year-old John Barnett died from what appears to be a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Barnett worked at Boeing for 3 decades as a quality control engineer. He told the BBC 3 years ago the company would rush to get its 787 Dreamliner jets off the production line, compromising safety.
Fox's Chris DeMeo. America's listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1.
WSME.
It's live and local. Real talk.
Okie dokie, we're back. Boy, that's an interesting conversation. Of course, it's kind of right up my alley. I just enjoy that kind of stuff anyway. So
Really?
it worked out very well.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and
And I can wholeheartedly recommend that team to take care of business.
yes,
Not a doubt.
yes.
Okay. I guess our simple radio is down, so I'm going to reach out to Hollywood, see if he can't figure out what the problem is or where the problem is. No, we're up anyway.
Yes, we
Yeah,
are.
I can hear us. And an
I
echo.
can hear you. Can
Huh?
you hear me?
Who? Yeah. Even the director of the Federal Bureau of Investigation admits there are dangerous problems along our southern border. FBI Director Christopher Wray warned Monday of a wide array of dangerous threats coming from the U.S. border, including drug trafficking, violent gangs, and smugglers with ties to ISIS. Isn't that special? Wray dodged a question from Senator Marco Rubio at a Senate Intelligence Committee hearing about the threats at the border, including the Tren de Aragua gang from Venezuela. And no, I can't pronounce it. Wray said he could not speak to a specific gang, but said there are dangerous individuals entering via the southern border every day. He said that the FBI alone, just the FBI, not the Border Patrol, not anybody else, not DEA, the FBI alone seized enough fentanyl in the last 2 years to kill 270 million people. That's just on the fentanyl side, not including the other drugs. All right, so most everyone admits that there are serious threats at our border, right? And that Americans are being killed directly by the illegals, or they die from fentanyl smuggled into the U.S. by illegals. We know it's happening. What's taking Republicans and Democrats and bureaucrats so long to take police action to stop it? First thing you've got to do is recognize there is a problem and admit it, then develop a plan to take care of it. And no, this bipartisan sponsored immigration bill offered no real solutions, only that we would attempt to cap the daily immigration numbers to 5,000. Those would be the ones we know about, not the ones who sneak through. I've heard no solution to stop those illegals, and you can bet they are the ones bringing drugs across the border. Then the people that are going up to where the border is patrolled and saying, I seek asylum take me to your leader, or whatever they say. They're aliens, so
Sounds
isn't that
like
what
a Martian
isn't that what
movie,
aliens
right?
say?
Yeah.
Yes. Take me to your leader.
They are not taking the drugs across the border where there are patrols. They're sneaking across the border. I saw the picture yesterday. It looked like about 200 crossing the Rio Grande, wading across. They had little toy things on the kids, looks like a life a tire, small tire, where they step in it and hold and put it under their waist. They're wearing all sorts of things. They're getting life jackets. All of this stuff from. Is it that 8 coyotes are charging them?
$8,000.
That's what the president said they're paying.
Okay. I have no. I can't even offer an opinion.
Well, the president's group said about the immigration bill that if they could stop them from coming across more than 5,000 a day, and that all of those that came across, if they had 100 more judges, which is what he's proposed, put 100 more immigration judges, and that way they could be checked, go to court, have a hearing right away, and then deported. He said then it would not be as lucrative if they did it that way. It would not be so lucrative for them to continue paying $8,000 to come across the border.
If Biden administration wanted a sure win on this next election, all they have to do is go out and close the border.
Yes.
No,
That would be nice.
Yeah, it would be nice. I'm telling you, and it's like we've been talking about for over a year, probably longer. It's just no telling what's come across the border and set up residency in the United States of America for no good reason.
Well, they have in their minds a good reason.
Oh, they do.
Yeah. They say they're being oppressed, and probably many of them are. I mean, look at how that country is in turmoil again.
The hot mess.
And now we're going to go down there and send people down there to help take care of the problem. More humanitarian aid.
Right. I'm just talking about the ones that came into this country for no good reason, like setting up centers and stuff. I mean, ISIS is here.
Of course they're here. The FBI said that.
Right.
The FBI director claims that's the
They've got
case.
plans.
Hello, Steve. What's up?
Hey, good morning, guys.
Hey,
Y'all
good
having a
morning.
day so far?
You got a generator at home?
Do I have a generator at my home?
Uh-huh.
No, not a whole house generator.
You need to get you one of them standby
Small power
generators.
source. I hear you.
Yeah.
I got you. I was just listening to y'all comment about the border and stuff, and that always interests me when y'all do that.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing to you, Lee, is that the president does not have the power right now to shut the border down. And that's what they're trying to explain to everybody. That's the same thing Trump said when he was in office, that Congress had to act.
That's
They was like, so
true.
much
But the
the president
president
could do.
does have a lot of power over it.
But here's the thing I think everybody needs to remember is that right now, if it wasn't for the Trump supporting Republicans, that border would be closed. They would be hiring additional agents. They would be hiring additional
Blame it on the
immigration judges.
Republicans.
They want to hire 1,000 agents to put on a task force specifically to target fentanyl traffickers.
Mm-hmm.
And that all didn't come from Biden. That came from people like Senator Langford, who is a Republican border hawk. I'm not on the side of the Democrats. I'm on the side of the Republicans that want to get something done. And I think people miss that point a lot, is that this was not something that was a Democrat bill. It was a bipartisan bill that most of it was orchestrated by Senator Langford, who is a Republican and not a liberal Republican.
Okay. Now, let me ask you this. To shut down the fentanyl, to close the border, how would that close the border? Because the fentanyl is not coming across at the checkpoints.
Right. What that would address is the overwhelming number of migrants that are showing up at our border. And it would slow the process down to where we could handle the flow. Once they reach 5,000, which they do every day, we would have already shut the border down if they find. They will take those people and automatically deport them when they pick them up. There's no problem if you come across in the middle of the border. You have to go through a port of entry at that point.
Mm-hmm.
So that would slow that flow down. And if the people coming, just like they said, if they know they're going to get deported immediately, you can't ask for asylum by crossing like that. If it's going to deter them from doing that. They're going to try and find another way.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I just let you know there is an immigration law provision that allows presidents to stop people from entering the United States if their entry would be detrimental to the interest of the United States. So if Biden and the Democrats worked up a plan, and this is my opinion, they worked up a plan to go ahead and make a lot of these decisions to shut the border down, as Trump was doing when he was president, I think that they would secure their presidency for 2024. Because that's the number one issue.
I don't want to make it political.
Right.
That was
But
me
it is.
campaigning. But what if they would put all of their efforts into shutting down this border and do so, then a whole lot of that money, all they have to do is maintain it once it's shut down. And again, that would be a deterrent. Everybody trying to get across the border, they're deterred at that point in time because we're shut it down. We're going to shut it down completely. And then turn our efforts to another direction. But if you dilute this whole thing 3 or 4 different ways, with aid to here, aid to there, and arms to there, that's going to be a big mess, and it's not going to pass. I really don't think it will pass. I'm surprised it got as far as it did.
Right. But the problem with that, Rayford, is that the Trump supporting Republicans are the ones that demanded it be all lumped together. And then as soon as it gets anywhere close to being accomplished, they move the goalpost and they say, no, we don't want it lumped together anymore. And they're not negotiating in good faith.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell that by the fact that, people like Senator Lampert, who went in there in good faith as a far right Republican and negotiated this deal, and they just threw him under the bus at the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of trying to pick some democratic issues that were in there and use that as leverage, they came out and stated that they wanted to do it because it was political. It was going to make Joe Biden look good, and they didn't want to do that. And there's Republican senators on record saying just that.
I do not doubt that. That's why I said I don't like it being political. And the president does have, according to the information that Lee just read, he does have the power to shut that border down anytime he wants to. But there's the clause that says there, qualification, if he deems it necessary because of dangers to the people in this country. Yes, there is obvious dangers to the people in this country.
Correct, but there's going to be a challenge to that if he tried to do it. And then also that Form 589, I-589, it circumvents a lot of our laws. So I'm not sure how that would land against the law that she's reading. There's that issue as well. You would have to talk to an immigration lawyer to find out. But typically, once people ask for asylum and they feel like that 589 form, that circumvents everything else until they get their hearing. And my understanding is that they can't shut it down in the way that we're talking about.
Well, I think a lot of it could be policy changes. Like, for example, Jose Ibarra, the guy that killed Laken Riley, was identified at the border of being part of the Tren de Aragua gang. But he was arrested initially in El Paso, Texas, for crossing into the country illegally. But 24 hours later, he was released, even though they knew who he was. That is a policy thing. And Biden absolutely has the ability to direct these Department of Homeland Security and whatever to enact a policy right away of detaining and repatriating back to their home country. I've got a Border Patrol agent friend. They were ordered not to attempt to arrest any of these people. So I absolutely 100% disagree with you in that Biden absolutely can enforce something as the president with these agencies.
Well, let me just tell you, Section 212F, Nationality Act, says a president may suspend entry or impose restrictions he may deem to be appropriate if someone's entry would be detrimental to the interest of the United States. So that's Section 212F of the 1952 Immigration and Nationality Act.
That's kind of what we did after 9/11.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Well, 589 form was signed into law by Jimmy Carter, so that would have come after that. So, like I say again, I would be curious if there was that circumvents a lot of those.
Well, that's a separate law. Form. That's not part of the Immigration and Nationality Act. So we'll have to research that.
Right, and like Rachel said, we did that. But here's the thing: here's the illogical part about this. Is the same people who tell you Biden is completely incompetent and not qualified to do the job are telling you that they don't want to act, they're going to wait and let him act. Congress could act and it would bypass the president. They could enact laws that he could shut down the border that he has no control of. But instead of them doing the job, they're blocking the job being done and saying, no, we're going to wait for the guy that we say is completely incompetent to do it.
Have you read that bipartisan bill that deals with this? Have you read it cover to cover? Because I have not.
I have not read it cover to cover.
I don't really know what's in it,
but
enough to speak on it. Go ahead.
I'm going off of what Senator Lankford said was in it.
Oh,
you know, the Republican border hawk. And he disagrees with what the MAGA Republicans are saying. So that's what sticks out to me the most. Of course, the Democrats would, you know, have a maybe not a positive view of it, but the actual Republican that worked on it, yeah, I listened to what he said was in it. And reading it, actually, I don't really see the point because they killed it. They didn't even open it for debate. If there was something in there that they didn't agree with, we've all seen Schoolhouse Rock. You know, you offer amendments, you debate it, you turn it into what everybody can agree on. But they didn't want to agree on it. They just wanted nothing to be done until maybe they can get Trump back in office, and then it'll make him look good. It'll be a feather in his cap instead of one in Joe Biden's cap. And my thing is, I don't care who gets credit for it. Let's get it done.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And that's been the issue all along. Why are we still going? Why are we still dealing with border issues since they ended Chapter 42? It's been an ongoing problem.
Well, if that was the case, why didn't Trump shut it down when he was president? Why did he stand there and say that I need Congress to act because I can't do any more? Yeah, so the logic of your argument is just it's suspicious. Not your particular argument, but the argument that you're, you know, repeating.
Well, I agree that we've had some weak presidents dating back to the 60s who have not taken care of business. If they had been taking care of business, we would not have had a 9/11 after a rehearsal during, was it 93?
Right.
We would not have had all of these deaths that we had. We would not have this fentanyl coming into this country like it is. They would still be trying to smuggle some pot across the border in small quantities.
Right.
And then some cocaine and some heroin. But we would not have what we have today if we had had strong controls during all of this time.
I believe that. Well, you know, in that bill package, that bipartisan bill package, there was also the fact that the Republicans didn't want to be sending all this money to Israel and Ukraine. Remember, it was like what, Kelly, over $60 billion?
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of stuff in this bill that's not just about border, it's about other things. And right now, I just don't think we need to be adding to our debt.
Well, then my point is that if you don't think this bill, all these things should be tied together in this bill, the people that are responsible for that are the Trump-supporting Republicans that demanded it all be tied together.
I can't say it's Trump supporting.
Separate.
I don't care who it is. What I'm saying, I can say it. It still should not be part of anything else but the border. Now, secure that blasted border and then turn your attention to other places that need our assistance. I'm okay with that. One at a time. Let every one of them stand on their own. And I don't care whether it's Republicans, Democrat, atheists, or whoever decided to lump all this stuff together. They're wrong.
And I don't disagree with you on that, Rayford. Honestly, I think that's the way it should be too. They should be negotiated individually. But that certain group of people demanded it. So that's the ones you should be, directly criticizing over it. And then when they got what they wanted, they completely flipped the coin and said, no, we don't want them all together now. So the issue is that they state what they want, and then it gets put on a platter in front of them, and they turn around and say, no, I don't want that now. I want something different.
Yeah.
And that's disingenuous, man. There's never anything going to get done.
Nope.
With a group of people acting that way.
Nope. Clean the swamp.
So, I mean,
drain the swamp.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't want to take up too much of your time this morning. I really appreciate it, but that's the kind of thing I want to put out there. If it weren't for that certain group of Republicans, the border right now.
It would not be closed right now because that's too quick. They can't do it that fast. You know that. I don't care if you bring 1,000 extra guys in there.
As soon as it was signed into law, that law would have been enacted.
I know.
And that would have also stopped catch and release. That was part of that bill as well, was to stop catch and release.
What you going to do with them if you don't release them?
You deport them.
Ah, okay.
Instead of just releasing them, the law would allow them to deport them instead. So it would have been a catch and deport instead of a catch, process, and release.
I think I don't see anything.
Words, not mine.
I don't think it's ever been anything but the rules were you stop them, you throw them back across the border.
But that should have already been happening.
No, that's not true, Rayford. If they ask to fill out that form, that changes everything.
If they ask for asylum, if they ask for asylum, you have to give them a hearing, but you do not have to give every one of them a hearing. If they can't prove something right up front,
That's
goodbye,
right.
see
They
ya.
can prove a credible fear of returning to their home country.
That's what that bill was going to address as well. It was going to raise the standards of what it took to be able to claim asylum. Right now, all you got to do is say, I claim asylum. The law is very lax. It's a huge loophole. It's been there since the late 70s.
Then all they got to do is go in and change that loophole and still start deporting them, right?
And that's what the bill was going to do.
No. That bill was that bill was going to do a whole lot of stuff. You need one vote on the House floor. You need one vote on the House floor. We will stop this catch and release. We will start catching and deporting immediately.
Well, that's supposed to have already been in place, like what I just read.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. No one's enforcing it at all.
Not being allowed to enforce it.
Correct. Exactly.
I
That's
think
my
there's probably
point.
more to it than that. Than there more to it, Kelly, than that. I really believe there's more to it than that.
I'm reading it right now. You can look it up.
Well, I know Biden is using
I understand what you're reading, but I would defer to an immigration lawyer because, like I say, there's conflicting laws in our immigration system. There are laws that are there, but there's other laws that override them. And that 589 form, it overrides a lot of laws. I can't say it does or doesn't override that one, but it overrides other laws.
Yeah, well, I would do away with asylum for protection for a while.
I think we should
Suspend it.
All that comes from Congress, though. Our system is set up that if the president doesn't act, Congress can act around him or her.
They can do it. All right,
But they're not wanting to do it.
Got to
Anyway,
run.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
Have
you,
a
Steve.
blessed day.
You too. You're live and local, Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
97.1.
The best deal for the grill is at Jones LP Gas and Oil Company each Friday. Every Friday from 8 a.m. till closing at 5, Jones LP Gas and Oil Company will fill your 20-pound LP gas grill cylinder for only $11. You heard that right. Each Friday till closing, you can have your 20-pound LP gas cylinder filled for only $11 at Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 Wilmington Highway in heart of Verona. In addition to saving money on your LP gas for the grill, Jones Gas and Oil is your full-service gas and oil company serving residential, commercial, and agricultural gas and oil oil needs, as well as gas appliances, LP replacement parts, fill cylinders, and tankless water heaters. And they offer a 10% military discount on installation. Remember to get that cylinder filled every Friday until closing for only $11. Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 the Old Wilmington Highway, Verona. Phone 910-346-6384.
Mohawk All Pet Protection and Warranty is the only cover protection and warranty for all pets, all accidents, all the time. Because your pets are family members too. No matter how you live, we've got you covered. Soft, luxurious, smart strand forever clean carpet. Gorgeous, durable, solid tech luxury vinyl tile. Mohawk has the ultimate floor for every room in your home. That's suitable for all pets. For details, contact Watkins Floor Covering online at watkinsnewfloor.com. Watkins Floor Covering, thanking you for voting them the best of the best for 2023 in the flooring covering and carpet cleaning category. Watkins Floor Covering, they're more than just floors. It's custom showers, custom tubs, carpet cleaning, backsplashes, bathrooms, commercial, retail, and home flooring too. Watkins Floor Covering, family owned and operated since 1997 with locations in Jacksonville and Surf City. Watkins Floor Covering, you stand on it, we stand behind it.
Looking for a job? Full-time? Part-time? Il Cigno Italiano Restaurant wants you. We're currently hiring for hostesses, servers, bartenders, and dishwashers. Italiano is a family-owned, fast-paced restaurant that offers the best in fine dining on the Crystal Coast. If you're hardworking, reliable, professional, and have a desire to always strive for better, we want to talk to you. Make great money and be a part of an outstanding, dedicated team. Il Cigno Italiano on West Corbett Avenue in Swansboro.
Hello, shoppers. Take advantage of the following specials at your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store down the street where good things cost less. Main Street in Maysville. 10 pounds or more. Fresh ground chuck, just $3.59 a pound. Whole Boston butt is $1.49 a pound. St. Louis style ribs, $2.49 a pound. And split fry breast, just $2.29 a pound. And remember, they use only the finest and certified Angus beef and Sanderson's Farm chicken at your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store. And the butchers cut the beef and pork fresh every day. Over in produce, crisp broccoli crowns, just 99 cents a pound. Honey crisp Fuji or Red Delicious apples, just 99 cents a pound. Fresh blueberries are only $2.99 a pint, and you get a 1 pound package of fresh strawberries for just $3.99. And you get two 2-liter size Cokes or Sprite for just $5. That's your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store where good things cost less. Down home down the street in downtown Main Street, Maysville. Remember, say big with the P.
It's live and local real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Hey, got a special sale going on right now at Tideline Marine, and the doors are opening any moment now through the 15th. You get 20% off any fishing lures and related tackle. That also includes packaged fishing rods and reels at the same discount. Great time to stock up on your favorite lures, whether soft or hard baits. Or at these prices, you can pick up several you've never tried and give them a whirl. While you're at Tideline, ask Todd about some great fishing boats there. There are some fantastic Aloha pontoons also waiting for you. Great for taking the family and friends for a comfortable plush ride along the White Oak or New Rivers. With the longer days here now and with warmer weather and warmer days not far away, imagine a sunset cruise downriver. Perhaps take a boatload and head for Swansboro for dinner at a waterfront restaurant. If you want to know where one is, let me know and I'll tell you. Tideline Marine, 159 Old Bridge Street on the banks of the New River in downtown Jacksonville.
Hey, sunny, high of 71. Tonight, clear, low of 46. Tomorrow, sunny, high of 74. Tomorrow night, clear, low of 48. And Thursday, Sunday, 78. But Saturday looks awesome already.
78?
Yeah, it's going to be 77 Saturday and sunny. I'm all about it.
Holy
flip-flops
moly.
without
Working my
socks.
yard. Yeah.
Flip-flops without socks.
Yeah, I can go sockless now.
Who wears socks with flip-flops? I know people do it, but
It's
I've
a
seen
joke.
Okay.
The union leader who represents employees of the New York City Fire Department talked with Fox News yesterday about a recent booing incident involving its firefighters.
I think, yeah, I heard about
Last Thursday, New York Attorney General Letitia James was heckled during an FDNY ceremony in East New York. When James walked towards the podium, some audience members began shouting, "Trump, Trump, Trump." Andrew Ansborough, who serves as president of the Uniformed Firefighters Association of Greater New York, told Fox that, to his knowledge, no FDNY members have turned themselves in. Strange choice of words there.
Because he told them, I don't know if you saw the thing. I did. He set out a statement, I guess that would be the right word, telling people to turn them down. Admit you heckled so they can, punish or whatever. I laughed when I heard that. I'm like, no one's going to go turn themselves. If you don't know who they are, and that's what the news person doing the story, that's what they said. They're like, they're not going to turn them in, prove I did it kind of thing. Yeah.
The labor union head also disclosed that no one has been charged with a violation. It's unclear what exact violation the firefighters could be accused of or how they could be reprimanded. The FDNY has a catch-all clause about unbecoming conduct that may be used in this situation. He also said that firefighter ceremonies have had a carnival-like atmosphere in the past as well. There's nothing new here.
No. Well, I mean, I think this is just indicative of, some of the backlash that the Democratic government there in New York is receiving based on their policies towards Trump. I mean, I know they may find this hard to believe, but there's a lot of, as we all know, there's a lot of people that think Trump's the greatest thing ever, and they just seem surprised when they kind of say something back to him. I just don't understand.
Oh, my. Senate Select Committee on Intelligence Chairman Mark Warner, a Democrat from Virginia, revealed Monday that he believes former President Donald Trump was right when he sounded the alarm on TikTok and its national security implications. He said Trump was right years ago when he pointed out the enormous national security concerns around TikTok, both in terms of obtaining data, but also think about the percentage. It's a huge issue, no doubt, as there are about 170 million Americans using TikTok. I'm not one of those.
But Trump now is opposed to banning TikTok. He doesn't want it
That's
banned.
because
He
Biden
still
wants it banned.
believes it's a national security risk, but he's opposed to banning it because doing so, in his opinion, will help its rival Facebook. And he says, him and Facebook got into it big time.
It's a
over the
Chinese
2020.
company.
Right. And so is most everything we buy these days.
I'm
made
talking
by
about
China.
TikTok.
Right,
TikTok
right,
itself.
right.
It's a Chinese product.
It is.
I would not want their technology in my computer.
So is Temu, and a lot of people
I don't
going
know
to
anything
shopping
about
from
that.
that now. And there's some other large clothing outlets that if people actually got in and looked at the origins of it, it's Chinese related. I mean, there's so
I'm
much
talking
of it
about
out
the
there.
software, the program that's
Right.
out there, TikTok.
Well, a lot of people, they download Temu and some of this other stuff on their phones and on their computers. And, if you go to place an order using computer, which is the way you do it, your information goes into their system. So they're everywhere.
Wow.
But I'm going to tell you what, banning TikTok in the United States, it's going to be a
Looks like Donald Trump's old TV show, You're Fired, has been dusted off and a new series has started.
no.
Trump's newly installed leadership team at the Republican National Committee on Monday
Oh, yeah.
began that process of pushing out dozens of people, officials at the top, RNC staffers who work in the National Party Committee's communications, data, and political departments are being asked to resign, including a handful of senior staff. The move came hours after the Trump campaign on Monday took operational control over the RNC. At the helm now is former North Carolina Republican Party Chair Michael Whatley, as well as the former president's daughter-in-law, Lara Trump, who hails from Wilmington, for those who didn't know.
Rayford, do you
North
eat?
Carolina in the house. I'm sorry, Kelly.
No, go ahead. Do you like tomato soup?
Yes, at times with a grilled cheese sandwich.
I knew you were going to say that. Well, guess what?
What?
Campbell's is unveiling a limited edition grilled cheese and tomato soup, all in the can.
Grilled cheese in a can?
Grilled cheese and tomato soup, and they
In a
suggest you make it with milk. But yes,
It's just going to taste. I don't think it has the actual grilled cheese in the can.
no, it's grilled cheese and tomato soup. It's
Yeah,
limited
it's the
edition.
flavored.
It's
Right.
grilled cheese flavored and tomato soup.
Well, I'll be buying one to try it,
You
and
gonna
then I'll
try
give
it?
you a review.
Yeah, they're calling it a spoonful of flavor and comfort.
You ever been to a pizza place, a wood-fired oven?
Yeah.
Yes.
I've eaten it. Yep.
You like it?
I thought it was good.
I have one right there in Wilmington. Oh, so good.
Well, in New York,
Oh no.
as many as 100 pizza shops in business forever now may have to make some changes or shut their doors. A new green law will require such pizzerias to reduce emissions by 75%. The New York City Department of Environmental Protection, that is a rule they came out with, which will take effect April 27th, applies to restaurants who with cook stoves installed before May 2016. The mandate, originally proposed in June, requires affected pizza owners to install a filter, then hire an engineer to regularly inspect the carbon emissions. You've got to be kidding me.
You talking about for wood fire pizzas or
Wood-
just a regular pizza oven?
Wood fire pizza
So they don't want wood fire pizza. is what
or
I'm saying.
coal fired pizza ovens. I haven't seen a coal fired one, but I guess they
Not
have them.
either. Maybe in the 1800s.
But if it's wood fired or coal fired, and there are about 100 of them right now that do that in New York City.
Huh. I didn't know
It's
it was
a
that many.
tradition.
Yeah. Never thought about it. Rayford,
Uh-huh.
you've heard things about Boeing, correct, lately? I mean, Lee was
Oh,
talking about yesterday. They've been in the
yes.
news. I mean, there's kind of like they have a hot mess going on right now. Well,
Whistleblower time?
yes. Did you hear about that?
Yes, I did.
What do you think? So for those that don't know, so there was a whistleblower who worked for Boeing and he retired in 2017, but he had raised questions, they use the word doubts, whatever term you want to use, about Boeing's production standards. Guess what happened on Saturday?
He shot himself, supposedly.
Supposedly, he was found dead by a gunshot wound. They are saying supposedly, but I don't know.
It was in a parking garage, pickup truck.
Yep. Hard to say.
I don't know. Last week he was
talking.
he was all over it last week.
Yeah.
And I don't know how old he is now. I
He's
forgot.
62.
Okay. But anyway, there was a lot of things that were being done. One of them with the Boeing's, I forgot which plane it was, 787 maybe. It's a relatively new one. Anyway, it showed where if there was a sudden decrease in the pressurization on the plane,
Mm-hmm.
those little yellow masks that pop out,
Yeah.
it failed 25% of the time.
Oh, that's scary.
Well, they just recently did an audit where they only passed 33 of the 89 audit points.
And he complained about that.
Yes, he complained
And then
about it.
Boeing is under investigation by the
Yes.
Justice
Yeah, I'm
Department for
sorry.
all the mishaps. We talked about that
I
yesterday.
had it backwards. Yeah, they failed 33 of the 89.
Yeah. Well, that's still a
That's-
bad thing.
that's
That's like a
33
that's
too
an
many
issue.
for me.
And people are questioning whether it was really self-inflicted. I mean,
They'll
you can
always
make
do
it
that.
look that way, but
You can, but it's,
Yeah.
that is so easy to prove.
Boeing is just, they're under
If it's
fire.
a gunshot wound, it's disgustingly
Yeah.
easy to prove.
Yeah. So we'll find out. He was quality control engineer for Boeing.
Mhm.
Yeah, for 30 years.
Mm.
Over 30 years.
What a mess. What a mess. Okay.
Yeah, and you're right. It was a 787 they were
I
rushing.
thought that's what it
Yeah,
was. They
yeah,
were
you're
rushing to get
correct.
it in production, get
And
it
that's what he
on the
said.
line, get it moving.
He said it was compromising safety.
Well, you know, the FAA did safety checks on the 737 and they found where they were using Dawn dish soap to lubricate the doors.
Oh, Lord. Please don't
And
tell me
using
that.
hotel key cards
What's that going to do?
to entry into different areas. You know, like the bathroom, you can just shove it in there and this is what they were doing.
Well, some guy got trapped in the bathroom on a plane last
Yeah.
week, and the pilot had to come. It took him like 30 minutes to bust that guy out of
They
there.
just needed a hotel key card.
How's that even happen?
Bring me a crowbar and I'll show you how
And the
to do it.
pilot was out there. He wasn't even flying the plane trying to get the guy out of the bathroom.
Yeah, they're also using to check the door seals too. I mean, if you have to take any kind of a card to check a door seal and then use Dawn dish soap to
We're
hear
using Dawn to
this.
lubricate it. They're probably using
they,
it
they
to see
said
if there are
right
any
there.
bubbles.
Yeah, they were using true, but they said they used it as a lubricant.
It's quite often you use soapy water to
Mhm.
look for leaks.
Right. They said they were using it as a lubricant in the fit up process.
I got some better lubricant for them. We use it on boats all the time. Some good stuff.
Makes you scared to fly again.
I know. I just.
Well, 5 people, including a child, were killed when a small plane crashed at Virginia's Ingalls Field. According to state police, Virginia State Police say the victims have been identified as the pilot, co-pilot, 2 adults, and 1 child. Police believe all 5 were on board the West Wind twin Astrojet when it crashed Sunday on the Hot Springs area of Bath County. The flight came from Fort Lauderdale and was not scheduled to land at the airport. It's believed the pilot was trying to make an emergency landing about 3 p.m. when the plane ran short of the runway, hit several trees, and crashed into a nearby hillside, causing a brush fire.
Yeah, they said it exploded upon impact. But
I don't get. It came up short. It couldn't have been out of fuel.
Well, I listened to the audio between the tower and the pilot, and they were trying to get him to the nearest runway. And then you heard the pilot say, "We're just not going to make it. We're just not going to make it." It was so solemn. It just give you goosebumps to hear it.
All right, let's take a little break here. Live and local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME, and we'll be right back.
WSME.
For 40 years now, people throughout Jacksonville and Onslow County have trusted Barnes Diamond Gallery for all of every special occasion. They understand that every day is a special event for someone, whether celebrating a wedding, anniversary, birthday, engagement, or graduation. Let Barnes Diamond Gallery custom design something for you. Barnes Diamond Gallery does on-site repair in addition to their quality and selection of diamonds, diamond fashion bands, pendants, watches, earrings, gemstone rings, and necklaces for anyone for any occasion. Major credit cards accepted. Layaway available. Barnes Diamond Gallery offers appraisals and paid top market prices for gold and silver. Barnes Diamond Gallery, 461 Western Boulevard, Suite 120, Jacksonville, open 9:30 to 5:30, Monday through Friday. When you need comforting, who do you call? An old friend, right? Jacksonville Heating Contractors services the heating and cooling needs of our area with dependable quality train systems, guaranteeing indoor comfort for your home or business. In addition to quality train systems, Jacksonville Heating Contractors offers 24-hour emergency service, NATE certified technicians, and over 50 years of experience and service you can trust. And with a Jacksonville Heating Contractor service agreement, you never pay retail for heating or cooling services and receive priority scheduling. Remember, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And in New Bern, you can call Trent Heating and Air Conditioning 252-633-2200. In Morehead City, Sea Air Heating and Cooling 252-247-1122. If you need service or repairs, just call an old friend. Jacksonville Heating Contractors, an independent train dealer. It's hard to stop a train. For deals on train systems and more, visit anoldfriend.com or call 910-347-2843. If your plans include hitting the road this year to do some traveling, make sure a visit to Silent Service Center is on your to-do list. Travel safety starts with the tires on your vehicle, and a visit to Silent Service Center will give you peace of mind with the best value in all name brand tires and the largest selection of used tires in this area. In addition to quality tires, Silent Service Center is a North Carolina inspection station and does complete brick service, oil changes, and alignment service. Silent Service Center, 1707 Lejeune Boulevard, Jacksonville, and 108 West Main Street, Havelock. Phone 910-353-4760.
If you plan to remodel, repair, or do cottage or home improvements, Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morris City, should be your first stop. Williams Hardware carries power tools and equipment, chains and fasteners, plumbing and electrical supplies, along with Gerber, Buck, and Case knives. Williams Hardware is your helpful, handy hardware store. Williams Hardware cuts glass to size and cuts and threads pipe. When the chores are done and the cleanup is finished, light up that Wilmington grill from Williams Hardware. Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morris City, open Monday through Saturday from 7:30 till 6 p.m. and Sundays for your convenience, noon till 5. Phone Williams Hardware, 252-726-7158.
It's live and local. Real Talk on 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Okay, we've got about 18 minutes left here in the show. If you got anything you want to talk about, now is your time, 910-339. And yes, I will slow that down, 910-333-0139. Pretty much any topic you want. What else I got? Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. An embattled Illinois Democratic mayor is being accused of putting her professional wardrobe stylist on the payroll at the taxpayer's expense. Tiffany Hinyard is the mayor of Dolton, Illinois, and has been accused of wasting taxpayer money on lavish spending and abusing the power of her office. In addition to serving as mayor, Hinyard currently serves as a county supervisor for Thornton Township. For those positions, she brings home more than the state's governor at nearly $300,000. The average income in Thornton Township is $45,000 to $50,000. In Dolton, it's about $24,000. Before appearances at public meetings, Hinyard gets her hair, makeup, and wardrobe done by a vendor named Style Me Brandon, owned by Brandon K. Moman, according to post on his Instagram account. Moman began posting dozens of looks he created for Hinyard around the time she took office. Hinyard used his services as recently as last week. Look at some of the outfits and stuff that.
Oh, I told you, she looks like she's going out to a nightclub.
Well, she's, yeah,
Especially
there's
in
been
the
a lot
leopard
of
skin
stories,
suit.
a lot of stories about her.
According to records from a Freedom of Information Act request, Hinyard put Moman on the government payroll as an admin assistant. He was paid $7,650 for 6 transactions between April 6th and June 5th of last year.
That's
$1,000 per
well
deal.
over 1,000.
Moman's website said he offers makeovers, wardrobe styling, image consulting, and personal shopping. I'm wondering if some of that, if any taxpayer dollars went to buying these wardrobes that she's got.
I'm sure.
These outfits.
Well, she needs a new administrative assistant because, in my opinion, those outfits are ugly. They're just atrocious.
Yeah. Oh, what a mess.
People are saying she deserves her own reality TV show. She's something else.
Oh,
I read a
agree.
lot about her.
Her and Fanny need to kind of get together and start being girlfriends. And Fannie Willis. Yeah.
I mean, it's just.
Are we hearing very much from her lately?
No, not much right now. I don't think there's not been any televised hearings this week, thank goodness. But I was watching some of them a week before, and it's obvious that her ex-boyfriend and ex-boyfriend's partner is not really willing to give out the facts. They're kind of like keeping a lot of facts to themselves and denying that they ever admitted any. It's ridiculous. The whole thing is ridiculous.
Yeah. We talked a little bit about Haiti. The
Yes.
prime minister there, Ariel Henry, he said earlier today that he will resign, bowing to international pressure to do so amid turmoil that has overwhelmed the country. In a statement released early today, Henry agreed to leave office once a transitional presidential council is created and an interim PM is named. The announcement came hours after officials, including Caribbean leaders and U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken, met in Jamaica for an emergency meeting to discuss Haiti's spiraling crisis, worsened by violent gangs burning police stations, attacking the main airport, and raiding 2 of the country's biggest prisons. Some experts have described the current crisis as a low-scale civil war. Sounds like it's pretty big to me. My. And it's not immediately clear who will lead Haiti out of the crisis. Brazil, Canada, France, Mexico, the United Nations, and the U.S. are all in discussions on how to help the multi-dimensional crisis in Haiti. Okay, Brazil, Canada, France, Mexico, the United Nations, and we are the United Nations. We put all the money in. We're all in discussions. In other words, the United States is going to be left holding this bag again, this bag of crap. The resignation came just days after the State Department requested U.S. Marines to bolster U.S. personnel as armed gang violence has broken down law and order in the Caribbean country. The Marines deployed a security team to Haiti, and the U.S. military also carried out an operation to airlift personnel out of the embassy. Whatever. Here we go again. something else we'll never get out of.
I was watching a live video yesterday from Florida where a whale had washed up on shore.
Yeah, a big
this
sperm
thing
whale.
was
Got trapped.
huge. Yes, of course it died, and they're
Mhm.
going to tow it out of there today. Tow it out. I'd like to see that happen, but yeah, I was watching a live video on it yesterday.
Mm.
That thing was huge.
Yeah. I saw a 60-footer up at Cape Lookout on the surface. One day we were up there.
I was trying to find out. Here it is right here. I wanted to see what size it was because I couldn't exactly remember. But man, it was so big. They're thinking maybe it got attacked by a shark.
Could be.
Yeah.
And beached itself.
44-foot whale.
Mm. They're big.
It was big. Could you imagine being out at the beach and coming up on that? And they said they estimated it to weigh 50,000 to 70,000 pounds.
Wow.
Stuck on a sandbar. Wow. That's a well of a whale.
Yep. Let's take a break. You're live in local Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME. Where are y'all? 910-333-0139. 910-333-0139. We'll be right back.
7.1 WSME.
Welcome to Lincoln & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The office of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro reminds you to check your mailbox and find your quote on homeowners insurance. Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro goes the extra mile to make sure you're in good hands, like helping you customize your home and windstorm coverage with their Write Your Own home policy. Yes. Save even more when you bundle your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, and even your golf cart. Remember, if it rolls or floats, call Tammy for a quote. You and everything you own are in good hands with Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro. Call today, 910-326-5383. Tammy Fry Allstate, 638 West Corbett Avenue in the friendly city by the sea, Swansboro. Check your mailbox today for savings on your homeowner's insurance.
Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing specializes in residential and commercial interior and exterior painting. In fact, they paint most anything except cars, including homes, businesses, apartment complexes, decks, and they do minor repairs, wood repairs, pressure washing, waterproofing, and more, including storm repair and cleanup. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing, fully licensed, insured, and locally owned and operated by Roger Carroll Jr. References available and customer satisfaction is always guaranteed. So if you want to it painted, maintained, power washed, or need a new roof, call Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, and Power Washing at 910-939-0749 or visit southerntouchpaintingnc.com. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing salutes our troops and is proud to be part of the continued growth of Onslow and surrounding counties.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Okay, we're back, and we do have a caller. Good morning. Who's this?
What's going on? This is George.
Hey, George. What's up?
Not a whole lot, really. I kind of just wanted to call and actually introduce myself. I caught a little bit of the local discussion. I think it was yesterday or maybe it was on Friday, where the Onslow County GOP lady sort of gave a little spiel about what they're about. And actually, I just wanted to introduce myself to everyone out there listening. So I'm actually George Cormos, and I'm the Libertarian Party candidate going up against Greg Murphy in the 3rd District over here this coming fall.
Well,
And
we need
for
to
everyone-
get your telephone number and invite you to come on the show.
Did you get an email from me already?
I mean, I would love that. Yeah, I'd love to discuss a number of things, you know, and the differences between what Greg Murphy can bring to the table and what I can bring to the table.
Yeah, certainly. I sent out emails as soon as I got the list, so you should have gotten an email from me from the radio station about that. But if you want a message, well, I'll tell you what, you just call me. You have got a pen? Write this number down. Are you ready?
All right, go ahead.
All right, 910-330-0222. Message me, call me, and we'll get together about you coming on.
Yeah, we'll have you come on the show.
We're interested in hearing what you've got to say.
All right, that sounds good. Thank you so much.
All right,
All right.
George.
Thank you, George.
Thank you.
Bye.
Well, I have a shout out I want to give.
Okay, go ahead.
Glenn Spradling and his wife was Wanda, right?
Right, Wanda.
Glenn has always been instrumental in help picking up the signs, and he couldn't stand it. And I just
The
applaud
political
him.
signs.
He went and picked up a lot of the campaign signs, and they're at the usual spot beside the
Okay,
Sonic on Marine Boulevard.
24.
No,
24 right near the cemeteries.
Where Sam's used to be.
Yeah, where Sam's Furniture was. So if you are a campaign person or part of a campaign, group, the signs, Glenn has placed his signs there, which where we picked him up in the past. So that is awesome.
And if you're out picking up signs for yourself and you want to pick up some of the other people's while you're out
go
there,
put them there.
go throw them there at the lot. So it makes it so much easier
It
when you've got a
does.
team working together.
Yeah,
But
and that's great because those signs are expensive, and
Yes, they are.
if you're in an election for in November, if you got a if you got a
I went
Challenger.
out to pick up some of the signs that I had put out for some state candidates, and I'm like, where are they all at? They were gone.
Mhm.
And they called me yesterday, Wanda did, and said, yeah, we've been out picking them up. We couldn't stand it. Glenn could not stand it.
I
said, well,
love
bless
him.
your heart.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's such a good, they're both good people.
He's a very good man. Yes.
Very good community-wise also.
Very
So-
appreciative. And
Yeah.
I'm sure all the candidates would appreciate that too.
it also cleans up the environment.
It does.
It does.
But those signs are expensive.
Yes, they are.
And I mean, even candidates that may not have won this time may choose to run again. They can save their signs.
That's right.
I
Because
mean,
what they average around, around $4 a sign.
4 or 5 depends on what you
Yes.
get.
And then
where
you
get 'em
figure
from.
most of them get 250 to 300 signs.
And you have to purchase
Yeah.
the stakes
stakes.
separately.
Yeah.
So it's expensive. And I just appreciate that. And so I'm I definitely want everyone to thank him because it's very nice of him to do
Well,
that.
I hope they do take the time to thank
Yes.
them.
Yes.
Well, this is one for the books.
I know what you're about to say.
A
Yeah.
Florida mama who was reported missing last week was found trapped inside a shipping container a few days later.
How does that
What?
happen?
52-year-old Marlene Lopez was last seen Monday at her home, according to a press release from the Cocoa Police Department. A coworker concerned about her well-being called police after Lopez failed to pick up her son. Detectives investigated known locations, interviewed family members, and issued a missing person bulletin. During the investigation, detectives were notified that the woman had been found trapped in a shipping container next to a business in Cocoa. Lopez had been banging on the shipping container door when someone heard her and unlocked the door. She said she did not know how she ended up in the container. The circumstances are under investigation. Anyone with information, call the Cocoa PD. Something smells on that one.
Was this, my first thought was, is this a human trafficking thing?
I don't know.
My second thought was this someone that had gone in there to use drugs? Like I have a lot of questions. It's a very bizarre story. I heard it yesterday.
And
It's
she's
very
52.
bizarre. Yeah.
I don't know.
Sounds like there's going to be some shenanigans.
Yeah, there's some shenanigans in the investigation. And she says she didn't know how she got there.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, there's going to be more to that story.
Curious.
You know there is.
Yeah. So anyway, have you ever been inside one of those containers?
Yes. I have.
They are secured from the outside.
They're very secured. Yes.
I've got one back there.
We had a storage facility at work as one time. Those things are no joke. That's like top notch.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And yes, sir.
Yeah. It's yeah.
It's special stuff. All right, we're going to take a break, and we'll see you tomorrow. Coming up next, of course, is Fox News at the top of the hour, and then after that, 10 o'clock this morning, another dose of your Daily D's with Rick Dees. We got all sorts of good music all day long and all weekend long, too. We're going to go over some of that later on. Trying to get Hollywood to come in here one morning so we can just talk about the programming for the rest of the day. He's going to try to get in here one
There
morning.
was some good music on about 5:30 this morning. Was it old stuff? It was good.
Well, I wake up to it every morning at 4:50. Yeah. But because the clock radio goes off, then I have to start doing preps. But anyway, at 3 o'clock this afternoon, speaking of Hollywood, Rick's going to hand it off to him for the next 4 hours after that. And then there's music all night long, and then we got all sorts of weekend programming as well.
Yes.
Meantime, we will see you tomorrow morning, bright and early. And don't forget, tomorrow is Healthcare Day.
That's right.
Or Health Day.
Healthcare Day. You
Yep.
said it right.
Dr. Rosemary Stein and then Peter Wright.
Yes.
We're talking about Medicare with him. You're live in local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m., WSME, WSME 971.com, heard around the world. We'll see you tomorrow.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. Robert Hur testifies for the House Judiciary Committee this morning about his special